Hey everybody, this is George Tucker from AVNation at ISE2015 in Amsterdam. We're here with Stephen Smith at Oblong. Stephen, Discover Info Presence.
Discover Info Presence.
This is your booth, right? You guys do teleconferencing, but a bit more.
Yeah.
Tell us about what this is. It's not just putting screens up.
No, it's a hugely augmented collaboration experience. Essentially, the Mezzanine is an application sitting on top of what we call a three-dimensional operating system. It's a spatial environment, so I can use this wand here to control that particular environment. So if I just take a little look to my left here, I can actually pick up all this content here, slide through, I can come through, I can look at different content in here, so I can present from this space. That's the first thing I can do. I can use it as a much more immersive presentational environment. In addition to which, it's just an augmented collaboration experience. So we've all been in that management meeting. The CFO's asked to take all of his knowledge about the business and just force it down into 3 slides of PowerPoint, right? Halfway through the call, someone asks him a question he cannot possibly answer from that, and can he bring the data in to answer it? No, but that's not the case in an Oblong setup. So I could here very easily just stop this presentation for a moment. So let's just stop that kind of slide flow there. What I'm going to do is I'm going to bring in a computer here. Now I'm currently showing an oil rig, but actually if I shift this down, I can come up here. Here's my Excel sheet I was talking about. And so you see how simple it is as an Oblong set to start bringing in different pieces of content. Wrapped around that, I can start to bring in our whiteboard set over there. So actually there's a whiteboard in play. My colleague Zakama is going to step up so you can see him working away there. He's actually going to start drawing out some content, part of our meeting discussion that's going on. I'm also going to grab in, well, it's Google Maps. So there we go, we can also grab some content in from there. And you can see what I'm doing now is I'm actually starting to reach through using my wand, and I'm actually starting to work the content that's actually on the screen. Another perhaps more slightly better example might be that perhaps I'm working with an oil rig situation. Mezzanine is a collaborative conferencing environment. It actually works in a spatial operating system. So using the wand here that I'm holding in my hands, I can actually grab content from the system behind me. I can move the screens around. I can distribute live feeds, up to 10 live feeds in every Mezzanine around the space here in what is essentially one large digital kind of canvas workspace. So I can pull in different kind of feeds. So for example, I might be in my management meeting. I want my CFO to report on the financial outgoings. So he brings in spreadsheets, content, works through dashboards. The sales guys bringing in their Salesforce dashboards and looking at that. It's very different from what we do today, where instead what we're doing is taking all of our knowledge and trying to force it down into 2 or 3 slides of PowerPoint, get halfway through the meeting and get a question out of left field, and I can't answer it because I don't have the content to hand. And the only way that I would deal with that today is plugging and unplugging cables, chugging other things in, and hitting function F5. Probably most of the time, all the things the projector's telling me is that the content filter needs changing. Yeah, it's not working quite right. Whereas in the Mezzanine, everything's available to me. I can grab content, I can bring it up, I can work through it. Another great example might be more of a situational use case. Let's say that I run oil rigs. I've got an oil rig in the North Sea, it's offline. It's costing me nearly $500,000 a day just in leasing, let alone the opportunity cost of that thing, in terms of not drilling, the staff on board and everything else. So what I want to do is be able to reach out to the different members of my team and bring them together for a meeting. What I don't want to do is have one piece of content from one person at a time. I need all of that stuff in parallel, and Mezzanine lets me do that too. I can have 10 feeds up on the screen simultaneously. So I might get the CAD design of my oil rig from the engineering department being sent into the call. I might have somebody telling me which parts I need. I might have an engineering diagram uploaded that I can drill down into. It's very high resolution and get the detail out of that. Someone else picks up an iPad which connects to the Mezzanine. They start annotating over the top of that diagram and telling me these are the parts we need to repair. Meanwhile, someone else is sending in the flight rosters and schedules so that I can look into when are we actually going to fly these parts out and deliver this. Finally, we pull up our whiteboard over there. The whiteboard comes in and we timeline out the time to fix. We look at all of that, we drill it down, we capture that. Having captured all of this content into our live working session, we then export it in PDF directly from the Mezzanine and send it out to the team that are going to fix this.
So talk to me about the backbone. To make this happen, what do I need? We have your stuff, we have the wand. Take me through that real quick. What is the backbone? What do I need to do?
It's real simple. So there's a 4U appliance that has to be within about 50 meters of the conference room that you're talking about in the ordinary course of events. Not always. You can extend that. You can take it further away, but in the same building. Outside of that, you're talking about the tracking system. Here at the show, it's a bezel-mounted tracking system, but mostly it's actually ceiling-mounted. And the reason for that is clear line of sight throughout your working sessions, very highly accurate to the millimeter of moving this wand around. And then all you need around that is your audio-visual wrap. We have guides for our install partners for that, but mostly you're talking about 6 1080p panels a video conferencing codec, a high quality audio system, and that's really about it. It's actually about 3 to 5 days install. It's much less than most people think.